Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Yajaira. Today's video is going to be about how to choose what colleges to apply to and also about important dates and deadlines coming up. Okay, so before we get started, October 1st is when the FASFA application opened. For those of you who do not know what FASFA is, FASFA stands for Federal Application for Federal Student Aid. So it's an application based on your parents' income, and that determines whether you're able to qualify for financial aid. Also, October 1st is when the California State University applications open, and November 1st, the University of California applications are open for submission, so you can start submitting your application November 1st. For those of you who are not aware, the UC applications require that you answer 3 personal insight questions and 1 required question, and those are already out. So if you're applying to the University of California, you should definitely start on that like as soon as possible. Oh, and one last thing, all the California State University applications and the University of California applications are all due November 30th, so make sure to submit them before that deadline. The things that I'm going to be mentioning is kind of what I used to choose the 9 universities that I applied to. So first, you definitely want to apply to your dream school, because obviously like you really want to go there. It's like the most amazing university to use since it's your dream school, so definitely apply to that one. The second thing you should consider is the location, in particular the cost of living. Depending where you decide to go to school to, every location is going to be different. What you should also consider is how the city is or the town is, the population, and just any little details that might help you determine whether you really want to go to school there. The third thing you should consider is, does the university offer the major you intend to apply for? So for those who do not know much about that, is as for a community college student, I had a major that I majored in. For example, I did political science, so I looked at the schools that offered political science and I applied to those. What I also looked at was how the program is ranked at that university. So if it was like one of the top programs, or if the political science department wasn't that great, that's also something you should consider. If you're going as an underclass student, you definitely should consider how many majors they offer. A lot of universities can offer over 100. Some do not offer many, so just keep your options open. So the fourth thing you should consider is the rankings. If you're someone that wants to go to a school that's very well known for its academics, then you should definitely apply to those who are higher in the list. If you could care less about rankings, then you definitely have so many more options open to you. But also, schools are ranked based on like how their living is, what extracurricular activities they offer. So not just only academics, but there's different rankings. It just really depends what you're ultimately looking for. Okay, so the fifth thing that you should consider is what type of universities you want to apply to. In California, we have the California State Universities and the University of California's. And of course, there's also private and out of state. The main difference between the CSU and the UCs are that the CSUs are more hands-on versus the UCs are more research-based. And private universities, each university has its own differences, and of course the out of state are completely different too. The sixth thing you should consider is the cost of attendance. Each university has its own price range for tuition. The CSUs tend to be less expensive comparing to the UCs. Privates, they have their own different thing going on, and out of state universities are expensive. If you're like from California going to school in Arizona or Wyoming or some other state, it's going to be expensive just because you're an out-of-state student. Okay, so the seventh thing you should consider is the atmosphere of the campus. Online, you're not really going to get much information like if you go on the website of the school you intend to apply. So you should definitely consider visiting the university before you apply. If that's not an option for you, then you should try to get in contact with someone who goes to school there and just ask them what's your feeling about the atmosphere, because each university is different, like I said, and they're all unique in their own way. The other thing you should consider is what you're looking for. Do you want to go to a university that's very well known for its academics, or a university that's very well known for its sports, or do you want to go to a university that's really big on Greek life and clubs? So you should definitely try to think what you want, what you see yourself doing at that university besides your academics. If that's something you're looking for, then definitely try to do more research on each university you want to apply to and see which one offers what you're looking for. The ninth thing you should consider is, can that school you're applying to be a backup for your first choice? So you should definitely have a backup school just in case for whatever reason you didn't get in. Let's say towards the end you weren't able to accept your offer admission, or just your financial aid package didn't come out as you expected, and you'll have a backup option. So you should definitely consider that too. The last and final thing you should consider is how you feel about the school, and do you really see yourself going there. Like I mentioned before, try to take a tour of the school and just really think as you're walking by, do you really see yourself going there? Do you see that place to be your home for the next years that you're going to be there? That definitely helps out to determine what universities you really want to apply to and which one you end up going to after all. Before we end this video, I'm going to let you know of the universities that I applied to and the reason why I ended up applying to those schools. I did 4 California State Universities and 5 University of California. Okay, so the first one from my list is California State Long Beach. I applied there because it was ranked as one of the best California State Universities, and it's in SoCal, so there's like so much to do down there. And the weather is pretty warm, although I'm not a big fan of like warm weather, but I was willing to do it. I applied to San Jose State University, and I didn't really want to apply there because it's so close to home. I only applied there because my best friend was going to school there. San Francisco State, I applied there since it's in the city. I kind of wanted to experience living in the city, and I know the University of California San Francisco is there too, so I could have probably like applied for graduate school there. I applied to Sacramento State because it's in the capital, and since I am a political science major, I thought that I could probably end up getting an internship at the capital, so that's why I applied to there. And also it's like a couple hours away from home. Okay, and so for the University of California, so I applied to 5. I applied to UC Berkeley since that school was my dream school. When I was a senior, I went to visit the school and I was like, oh my gosh, like I really like this place. I didn't even know how highly ranked it was, but I still applied. Second, I applied to UCLA, honestly just because of the name and because it's in LA and there's like so much to do in LA. I applied to UCDAVIS also because I liked the university when I went to go visit. It's a really big school and I wanted to experience going to a big school since I'm from a small town. I applied to UC Santa Barbara since it's nearby the beach. Like literally the dorms were so close to the beach, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And their English department's really good since I want to double major in English. And I applied to UC San Diego just because it's the one that's furthest away from home. I wanted to get probably like a couple hours away, so that was like one of my options. And also it's ranked number 3 within the UC system. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I'll definitely be posting all the links down below for the FASFA application, the CSU applications, and the University of California applications. If any of you have any questions or if you want me to get into more details about certain parts of the applications, make sure to comment down below and just let me know what you want to see any more videos about. Also, make sure to give a video a thumbs up if you found this to be useful, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos and follow me on my social medias to just keep up with me. Bye!